Good afternoon. I want to welcome everybody to this regularly scheduled meeting of the Virginia State Board of Elections. I'm going to take the chairman's prerogative and just thank all the citizens in Virginia, all the hardworking people at all the polls, the members of the elected boards, the general registers, and all the staff here at the Department of Elections. Really feel as if everybody is doing a great job.
Here, here.
With that, I'll ask Secretary.
I'm sorry, Chairman O'Bannon, can you just speak a little louder, please? Sorry, thank you.
Yes, ma'am. I won't repeat that diatribe. I'll ask our secretary to call the roll.
Yes, sir. Chairman O'Bannon.
Here.
Vice Chair Dance. Here. Delegate Merrick.
Here.
Mr. Weinstein. Secretary Elvis Long here.
Great. All right, we have a quorum. We can conduct business. First order of business is approval of minutes.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, the minutes from the September 3rd and November 5th meetings have been distributed to the board for their review. I'm requesting that if there are no corrections or additions required to either of them, that we would ask for a motion to approve them both as presented.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Mr. Chair, I move that.
Thank you. So we'll now vote on those two sets of minutes in a block. Any comments, questions? All in favor, please say aye. Call the roll.
Chairman O'Bannon.
Aye.
Vice Chair Dance.
Aye.
Delegate Merrick.
Aye.
Mr. Weinstein. Secretary Elvis Long, aye.
Thank you very much. We'll now do public comment. As usual, we'll have folks here in the room who wish to speak, and then we'll have folks online. We'll ask anybody here in the room who wants to make a comment, they're welcome to stand up. You don't podium over there for substantive business. So anybody here would like to speak? All right, who do we have online, Franchelle?
Online, I have Ann Gregorian.
All right, Ms. Gregorian, welcome.
Thank you. Well, today I thank you, but if ever there was evidence that the SBE is a paper tiger in elections, it's that this board voted to go on sabbatical 1 month prior to one of the most consequential elections in recent history. Issues of irregular process, procedure, technical failures in the run-up to this election were not and continue to be unaddressed. This board continues to hide behind legal counsel, as it did when asked, to explain the recent decision to apply a non-existent restriction of a 2/3 vote to the method of RLA that you're going to discuss today. This behavior has led to a ridiculous requirement that several locations in the Commonwealth must now spend time and resources preparing and conducting 2 different types of audits within 1 election cycle. The SBE refused to demand ELECT do its job and provide adequate guidance to election officials on how to identify and prohibit for use in our elections privilege cards and other identification issued to non-citizens. Election officials take an oath to uphold the laws, yet are threatened with legal recourse, or in one instance, outright fired when attempting to uphold their oath. Just because the Northam administration has intentionally disguised these credentials to make them difficult to identify is not an excuse for allowing ELECT to fail in its duty to ensure election officials are provided tools that enable them to follow the law. The board continues its quest to limit public comment, effectively removing the ability of the public to interact during discussion of agenda items, while at the same time refusing to respond to written correspondence from members of the public. Elections are the business of the people. The SBE should be the conduit of that business. Unfortunately, for the last 3 years, the board has been disengaged and by all appearances is a rubber stamp for the executive and elect. And unfortunately, it's the people of the Commonwealth who continue to be negatively affected by this abdication of oversight duties. I hope you re-implement public comment during agenda items in the future and respond more appropriately to correspondence when people take the time to write. I thank you for listening to these comments.
Thank you. We appreciate your comments. Next.
I have John L.
Yes, hello. So I just joined the call late. I've known Ann for.
Sir, can you state again your first and last name?
Sure, it's John LaRoe. I'm in Haymarket. And I just wanted to say.
How you spell your last name?
Lareau.
Thank you, sir. Go right ahead.
I just wanted to make a quick comment. I endorse what Ann had said previously. I don't want to take up more of your time, but she hit a lot of very good points, and I would like to reiterate those.
Go right ahead.
Well, no, I don't want to take any. She said it enough, and she said it well. So I'm just going to say, you put another dot on that.
Oh.
Of support.
Thank you, sir. All right, next.
I have no more public comment.
Going once. Going twice. All right, we thank the public. Next item of business is the commissioner's report.
Mr. Chairman, members of the board. First, I would like to thank the 133 general registrars, their staffs, the 399 electoral board members, and the thousands of officers of election for a smooth 2024 presidential election. As you know, Virginia has some of the most experienced election officials in the country because we do elections multiple times every year. Thank you for your willingness to serve your fellow Virginians. We could not have done it without you. As you know, we are still in the post-election period as localities have submitted their abstracts of votes to the state, which are now being triple checked by Elect's team prior to this board certifying the results of the election on December 2nd. Additionally, the state has 2 risk limiting audits to conduct this week, which is largely the purpose for today's meeting. As you know, a risk limiting audit is a type of post-election audit that utilizes statistical methods and a manual review of paper ballots to confirm that the ballot tabulators accurately reported the correct outcome of the election. Virginia will conduct an audit of the U.S. Senate race, which every locality will participate in this coming Wednesday, November 20th. Today, we will also choose 1 congressional race to conduct an audit on Thursday and Friday of this week. Our staff members will roll the dice to determine the risk limit for these audits, as they require the pulling of a statistically significant number of ballots, which are then hand counted. The sample size of ballots needed for a risk limiting audit is dependent on the margin of victory in the results of the contest. The closer the margin of victory, the larger the sample size is needed. Finally, on today's agenda, we will determine which campaign finance accounts will be reviewed starting in January under a new law, which requires an annual review of a percentage of these accounts. That's all I have. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Any members have any questions? All right. Next order of business would be risk limiting audits. Stop. Stable. And the team.
Good afternoon, Chairman O'Bannon, members of the State Board of Elections. Today, we will be completing several tasks in order to help with the administration and conduct of the risk limiting audits. If you will recall back in September, you had previously approved an RLA for the U.S. Senate race utilizing the ballot polling method. You also approved the use of the batch comparison method for a randomly chosen congressional district that will be chosen today. Moving right along, the SBE or their designated representative will randomly select a congressional district race for an RLA. A list of eligible congressional districts has been attached to this memorandum. The eligible districts are Congressional District 1, Congressional District 2, Congressional District 3, Congressional District 4, Congressional District 5, Congressional District 6, Congressional District 7, Congressional District 8, Congressional District 9, Congressional District 10, and Congressional District 11. Elect staff, mainly Mr. Matt Abel, will now place these slips of paper into opaque film canisters and then place those into this clear bowl. Each canister will have a different qualifying congressional district race. The chair of the SBE, Mr. John O'Bannon, will mix the canisters into the bowl, and the vice chair, Ms. Rosalind Dance, will then select a single canister from that bowl and state the selected district. A suggested motion is in your memorandum regarding this matter.
Is there a motion?
Mr. Chair, I move that the State Board of Elections randomly select a congressional district as described in the memo presented.
Is there a second?
It's okay.
Second.
Okay, thank you. Any questions? So just to remind everybody, this is all prescribed in the code of Virginia previously.
Yes, per the Code of Virginia, whenever there is a congressional race on the ballot, that year we are required to randomly select a district.
So we're basically custodial in this decision, randomly choose a congressional district.
Yes, sir.
Got it. All right, call the roll.
Chairman O'Bannon.
Aye.
Vice Chair Dance.
Aye.
Delegate Merrick.
Aye.
Mr. Weinstein. Secretary Alvis Long, aye.
Okay, that motion passes.
Mr. Abel is currently stuffing the film canister.
Reinforce the poll. Here's my job.
Just
Supposed to mix them up.
a little extra.
It's not Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Beth.
Chairman,
But you just missed the ball.
Actually, then.
There we go. United States House of Representatives, first district.
Number one. Contested.
The first district.
District number one.
Thank you very much.
All right, proceed.
Members of the State Board, Commissioner Beals, Council, good afternoon. My name is Matthew Abel. I'm the Election Services Senior Advisor. The next motion or item is to generate random seed numbers for the randomly selected congressional district race and the U.S. Senate race. The RLA software uses a 20-digit random seed number to generate a random sequence of ballots to be selected for retrieval. This seed number is created by rolling a 10-sided die 20 times and recording each number. The 20-digit number generated by this activity will be inputted into the RLA software by the RLA administrator and used for previously selected races, U.S. Senate, U.S. House, now First Congressional District. Once this number is inputted, the auditing software will randomly select and generate a list of ballots to be retrieved based on the sample size. Elect staff recommends having a staff member roll a 20-sided die to generate the random seed numbers. Emily Mynarski is that individual. The suggested motion is in your packet.
Is there a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I move that the State Board of Elections direct the elect staff to generate the random seed numbers for the randomly selected congressional district race and U.S. Senate race.
Is there a second?
Second.
Call the roll.
Chairman O'Bannon.
Aye.
Vice Chair Dance.
Aye.
Delegate Merrick.
Aye.
Mr. Weinstein. Secretary Alvis Long, aye.
Motion passes. Proceed.
Seven. Three. Zero. Six. Six. Five. One. 5, 6, 1, 7, 0, 3, 1, 9, 2, 9, 6, 2, 9,
Doctor's office.
Can we, hang on just a sec. Don't have any problems?
Just want to make sure.
I want to count to make sure it's 20. Go ahead.
Are they okay?
There's 21. Yes, so it's 21. So the last number.
Thank you. Frank.
Sorry.
Nobody likes 4 or 8.
All right, so we're gonna go through each number as determined. First number 7,
7,
3,
3,
0,
0,
6,
6,
6,
6,
3. Well, excuse me, 5, sorry. 5, 1, 6, 5, 6, 1, 7, 0, 3, 1, 9, 2, 9, 6, 2.
All right, that completes the Senate. House. Michelle,
4,
it's gonna count.
0, 6, 3, 4, 6, 0, 2, 8, 6, 4, 3, 9, 5, 6, 9, 2, 9. 5. 7.
'Reading to confirm numbers: 4, 0, 6, 3, 4, 6, 0, 2, 8, 6, 4, 3, 9, 5, 6, 9, 2, 9, 5, 7. Members of the State Board, the next item is to set the risk limit. Pursuant to 24.2, 671.2 F is in Frank, the State Board will set the risk limit for the RLA. A risk limit is the maximum chance that the RLA will fail to correct an incorrectly reported outcome. For example, a 10% risk limit means that there is a 90% chance that the RLA will correct an incorrect outcome. Every RLA that has been held in the Commonwealth of Virginia has used a 10% risk limit. Elect recommends that the risk limit be set to 10% for the randomly selected congressional district race and the United States Senate race. And the motion before the board is in its package.
Motion.
Mr. Chair, I move the State Board of Elections to set the risk limit to 10% for the risk limiting audit for the randomly selected congressional district race and the United States Senate race, the November 2024 general election.
Is there a second? Second. All right, any discussion? Call the roll, please.
Chairman O'Bannon.
Aye.
Chair Dance.
Aye.
Delegate Merrick.
Aye.
Mr. Weinstein. Secretary Elvis Long, aye.
All right, that motion passes.
And one last thing to do.
Yes.
Pursuant to 24.2-71.2G, elect is to provide notice of the date, time, and location of the RLA. The U.S. Senate RLA will begin on Wednesday, November the 20th at 10 a.m. The randomly selected congressional district race, as we know, is District 1. Will begin on Thursday, November 21st at 10 a.m. These RLAs are a part of a public meeting by the local electoral board within the localities that will be selected to participate. Please consult with your local general registrar's office for details regarding the location, and we will post notice soon. Thank you very much.
All right. So I want to thank the members of the respective electoral boards and the general registrars ahead of time for the work involved. So, legally required audits. All right, any questions or comments? Thank the staff very much for your help. Any thoughts on this agenda item? All right, thank you. Next is campaign finance report and records review. We're now entering brand new territory. This is required by legislation passed in the 2022 session of your General Assembly.
Good afternoon, Chairman O'Bannon, Vice Chair Dance, other members of the board, Commissioner, and the Attorney General's office. Hello. Today is our inaugural drawing. We're going to do it simply and painlessly, we hope. So we do have a motion before you. Would you like the board to do the drawing, or would you like to delegate this to staff?
Let's do this. Can you take, just for the folks, do the background
Sure.
so that we kind of set the stage?
Okay. The campaign finance records and reports review is just a simple way for us to go ahead. Today, we're just doing the drawing portion where we're going to go ahead and pick a certain percentage of of candidate campaign committees and review their campaign finance reports for accuracy and to make sure they're doing what they're supposed to. At the end, we prepare a report, which will be due July 1st, 2025. That will be due to the governor, the General Assembly, and the State Board, where we'll be able to bring to you our findings about how people file their campaign finance, if they're in compliance, if they're not, and how to make the things better in the future for campaign finance.
So our General Assembly has, by law, required that this new work be done, in audit campaign finance reports and their threshold that we are using.
Yes, sir.
5,000?
I wish. It is 25,000. So for local races, it's sometimes a little hard to get to 25,000. So I have a list here and I will let us know when we can stop drawing, when we've hit the amount we need.
Any members have any questions? Is there a motion?
I move to delegate the physical drawing of committees for the 2024 campaign finance reports and record review to elect staff.
All right, is there a second? Any discussion? I'm going to choose this prerogative to offer any drawings to any members of the board who would like to do those drawings, either partially or totally.
Can we do a few?
Come on.
Well, let's pass the
Oh, wait, you
motion.
gotta pass your motion.
Pass the motion. Go ahead.
Chairman O'Bannon,
Aye.
Vice Chair Dance.
Aye.
Delegate Harris.
Aye.
Mr. Weinstein. Alice Long, aye. Vote.
Any members that want to draw, please proceed, and then we'll have the staff complete.
Okay, first thing we're gonna do, we sealed the tickets. All of these tickets are blank. They only have ticket numbers. The ticket numbers have been posted on our website. Step you guys around the back of the table, please. All these tickets are blank. Francel's gonna put up in the chat a link to the list of the tickets as they correspond to the candidate committee codes. And as we draw, so no one up here knows who belongs to these tickets. We're simply drawing the ticket number and we will match them up to their CCs later, which is on the website, so you know it's truly random. So let's go ahead and check those seals. We know the first. I just need the last two numbers because the first numbers of each seal are 1001793. So just give me the last two of each seal.
Last two are 09,
Yes,
08,
yes,
13, 12.
thank you. All right, let's break those seals. All right, Emily's gonna now dump it in the tombola without touching anything.
Her nickname is Lady Luck, by the way.
All right, let's ladies go first. Vice Chair Dance. Can you pick 3 tickets? Let's pick them one at a time so we can put them in front of the camera, please. Emily will go ahead and read that for us.
Last 3 are 242.
And she's only reading the last 3 because all of the tickets begin with 566. So we're just trying to save ourselves a little time here. This one's 244. 242. 242. All right, I'm glad you guys are paying attention. Good job. Excellent. All right, thank you.
All right, last 4 is 448.
You have to write 566. Okay, we know we're 566. I got you.
Last 3, 570.
155. Seven, 2, 0. Two, 4, 7.
You had enough?
Hey, that's fine.
2, 8, 7. Six, 9, 1. Six, 7, 3. One, 8, 2. Four, 0, 5. One, 2, 0. Two, 3, 8. One, 2, 5. One, 3, 9. Five, 2, 3. 740. Seven, 4. Three, 2, 8. Three, 6. 3, 3, 6. You got me too. Yeah. 7, 4, 5.
Ms. Alexander, how we doing?
We need to pick 3 more, at least 3.
3 more.
3 more
Eligible.
that will be eligible, yes.
Keep pulling, please.
6, 1, 9. Three, 1, 4. One, 3, 6. Three, 0, 1. Three, 0, 6. Seven, 4, 6. Six, 2, 5. 4, 3, 9. One, 1, 2. Four, 4, 2. One, 5, 4. Four, 1, 8. Two, 5, 7. One, 2, 1. One, 5, 7. Six, 9, 7. Five, 3, 1. Six, 7, 6.
Yeah.
Seven, 2, 9. 117. Four, 7, 5. Six, 2, 8. Four, 5, 0.
We have 7.
All right, thank you all very much. So just so everybody, in the barrel are the names of every campaign that ran a primary or general election. Threshold was the short list of having to pick 7 from that universe. So that was how the process worked. This is brand new. We've never done this before. I don't know who the patron of House Bill 492 was in 2022, but I'll invite him to come next time. But anyway, so what happens next?
So what happens next are all the fine, well, we don't want to call them winners, but all the selectees, we'll call them. We'll get a letter from us, an email from us tomorrow to let you know you've been selected. And then instructions will be following for what you need to submit for your campaign finance review.
So each campaign will have to, that was selected, will have to
Those who qualify. Yes.
qualify, will
So we have to check for qualifications.
present details of their reports.
Correct.
And you all are going to do primary source verification of
Yes.
those. So there'll probably gonna be some surprise
That's why we had to pick so many.
people tomorrow morning when they get letters and their treasurers will be busy.
Well, you know what the good news is, sir? Most people do the right thing when it comes to campaign finance, so we should be fine.
So this is gonna be an interesting learning curve for everybody, but we
Mhm.
appreciate everybody helping us with this process.
Thank you.
Mr. Abel, you were really good about looking away.
No eyes are watching, sir.
All right. Anybody have any questions about that? Thank you all very much.
Thank you.
This is all new, as you know. All right. Anybody else have any business before we go into closed session? All right, I want to thank the public for their attention. I'll remind you, we have a meeting on December the 2nd. I think it's going to be in the General Assembly building to certify the results of that general election. And then on December the 17th, the Commonwealth's Electoral College will meet in the Capitol, in the House chamber, to do the business of selecting our electors and making the Commonwealth's electoral votes known to Library of Congress and Congress. Several of it's a really interesting procedure. So everybody will be. Is that open to the public?
Gonna be live streamed.
Live stream. All right. All right. Any other business before we go into a closed session? All right. I want to thank everybody very much for coming. Is there a motion?
I so move, Mr. Chair. Forgive me, Mr. Chair. I'm
Yes,
so
ma'am.
used to just going along with what you say because you're a good man. But Mr. Chair, I move that we go, pursuant to Virginia Code Section 2.2-371A7. I move that the board go in closed session for the purpose of discussing pending threatened litigation in accordance with Section 2.2-3712F. Susan Beals, Commissioner of Elections, and Andrew Murphy and Dennis Polio of the Office of the Attorney General will attend their closed session because their presence will reasonably aid the board in its consideration of the subject of the meeting.
Yeah,
Oh, I not read the wrong.
no, that's fine. We also have Mr. Steve Kosky, like staff, is going to join us for this meeting. You can amend that motion to reflect that. That's fine.
I will amend the motion to reflect what the chair.
Is there a second to the motion? Second. All right, call the roll.
Chairman O'Bannon.
Aye.
Vice Chair Dance. Aye. Delegate Marix.
Aye.
Mr. Weinstein. Secretary Elvis Long, aye.
All right, you're now enter close. So thank everybody for coming. Franchelle, let us know when we're legal. Good job, appreciate it.
Mr. Chairman,
All right, thank you. Is there a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I move to reconvene the meeting in open session and take a roll call vote certifying that to the best of each member's knowledge, only such public business matters lawfully exempted from open meeting requirements under this chapter, and only such public business matters that were identified in the motion by which the closed meeting was convened were heard or discussed by the State Board of Elections.
Thank you. Is there a second?
I second, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Please call the roll.
Chairman O'Bannon.
Aye.
Vice Chair Dance.
Aye.
Delegate Marix.
Aye.
Mr. Weinstein.
aye.
Secretary Elvis Long, aye.
All right. That concludes our agenda. Is there any other business to come before the board? Is there a motion to adjourn?
Second.
Call the roll.
Chairman O'Bannon.
Aye.
Vice Chair Dance.
Aye.
Delegate Marix.
Aye.
Mr. Weinstein.
Aye.
Secretary Elvis Long, aye.
I'll take the chairman's prerogative and say all's well that ends well.